thought today I would share some thoughts about being a content creator. I am a certified grief educator and life coach, and I've been posting on Substack. I started there. I started writing articles on grief and grieving, which is a very normal process, a normal response to trauma and loss, though a lot of people don't really understand it. I certainly didn't when it hit me. And so I went on the search to find out more about this thing that was quite consuming, actually. I became a widow in 2019, and it really threw me for a loop. So I went on the hunt to find out what is this about, and how do I deal with it? And anyway, I started posting about, I took some training in it, and I started posting in 2022 about grief, and I was writing articles on Substack. And then last year I added doing videos here on YouTube. So I've been doing that for a year. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos, all kinds of them, entertainment and storytelling and information and and I love all the presentations about grief and grieving, people's personal experiences, and psychologists' authority on the process. Um, but in in looking at these YouTubes, I ran across something where somebody said, content creators tend to sort of fall off or take a break or whatever around 2 years. And it took me 2.5, but I did. And the mechanism for me was I had been doing posting for 3 years about various aspects of grief and a little bit about my story in terms of illustration of the points that I was wanting to talk about. And people said, well, why don't you write a book? So I did. And it's actually there behind me. You can see it beside the plant. And I did that, and it's on Amazon, and it's on my website, and it's posted below in the description. And then because I'd really struggled a lot with fatigue from even before when my husband died and continuing on for several years, I've been struggling with it. I thought, well, I'm going to write one about fatigue, really coming from the same story that I shared in my first book, but talking about it a little bit differently in terms of the specific kind of stressors that add up over time and what that does to the brain and body in terms of causing fatigue. So I did that and I finished it. And I thought when I was done, oh, okay, I think I said everything I have to say. I don't know what more there is to talk about. It's all there on social media for people to review and take their own learnings from, and I was happy with that. But here I am sharing again. So I've sort of come back to life, I guess you might say. But I've also added another credential, which is life coach, because I wanted to expand my interaction on social media and with individuals in terms of other sort of life issues, decision making, and whatnot that people are faced with. So I've done that. And I think from now on, rather than posting strictly about grief, my posts will be a little broader and they're going to be more random. I was posting weekly, typically on a Saturday morning, posts would show up. But I think now I'm going to be a little more random in what I talk about and when I post. So I'm hoping that if you are already a subscriber, that you will look forward to those posts when they arrive in your inbox or show up on your feed. Because I've taken a little break, I think the algorithm is kind of broken. So I'm hoping that this will will get good reach, and you'll share it and like it and subscribe if it happens to pop up on your feed. Um, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I sort of came back to life because I wanted to talk about the holiday season and how we're under so much pressure at this time of year to do all the things that are part of this season, which are wonderful things. And when you have the energy and the enthusiasm to take part in them, that's terrific. Having been through a lot of stress and challenges over the years myself, I know how difficult it is to say no to all the things that crop up at this time of year. Family gatherings, office gatherings, friends wanting to do dinner and coffee, and there's a lot. It's a lot. And so the message, I collaborated with my friend Sue from Joy Factor to talk about, you know what, we have choices. We don't have to say yes to everything. We really need to honor our own well-being, particularly when we're in really, strong, intense grief and other kinds of challenges in our own life. So that sort of sparked my reemergence. And this one, I thought I would just share it with you in a random sort of way, and hope to see more of you. So if you have any comments that you want to share with me about, this hiatus that content creators seem to get into, and the resurgence of activity and being a widow and whatever it is that you'd like to share, I'd love to read your comments in the comments section. In the meantime, I wish you a happy holiday season, whatever that means for you in looking after your own well-being. Bye-bye.